Episode 8, baby! Let's go! In this episode, we will be finishing up this section of the park. That's right, I was trying to decide if we include this episode into the series, but we got to because it really brings this thing to an end over here, caps it off, accidentally delete the coaster, whatever. But what we're going to be doing over here, if you saw the last episode, you probably saw a sneak peek of what it looks like over here, because we did a little bit of movie magic on that thing. So what we're going to be doing in this episode is finishing out and showing you guys behind the scenes sneak peek of how we've did it. We do use a blueprint, no shame, no harm, no foul. That's right, no harm, no foul on the use of a blueprint. If you want to sue me, put the papers in the chat, and I'll see you in court. So we're going to be putting a bunch of green scenery under the coaster and finishing it off with our beautiful, beautiful fence. And what we're going to be doing in this episode is adding a eatery restaurant. And I found the perfect blueprint. And we edited it just a little bit, but I think it fits really, really nicely. And adding this fence seems tedious, yes, but every every amusement park you go to has lots of fences, and it's just a part of the realism that we want to add here. And we end up taking out our temporary carousel over near our roller coaster, and we put it in over here. I think it fits a lot nicer, and we want to have some flat rides that are good. They are missing some theming, so please bear with me on that as we will come back to theme. But for now, we're going to leave it the way it is, just change the colors a little bit, and boom, ruin the entire path just like that. Just kidding, we fix it. Add a queue. Nope, that's a bad queue. Add a better queue, looking good. Change it to $0. We're not trying to scalp anybody. And we will be adding lots of scenery pieces in this episode to kind of cap off everything. Some rocks, lots of grass, lots of trees. You know the deal. Little tip and trick, you don't want any of that ground showing, baby. Nothing. And still at this point deciding how we are going to finish off this side of the park. But I do know I want some type of eatery restaurant for our park goers over here in this section. And overlooking our beautiful pool area. Just so beautiful over here. And I forgot we had another blueprint we wanted to place down in here. Just another playground to kind of finish off this section. Had an empty spot, and I thought this playground worked nicely in here, so we added in. We kind of go in tiers of playgrounds. You got your small, your medium, and your large tree house, where hopefully we don't catch any lawsuits for scraped knees. Here we're going to be placing down our restaurant blueprint we downloaded. Let me know what you think. I think it fits. Definitely fits the vibe. I love how they did it. You know, I'm trying to keep this series more about the ride buildings, so I have no shame in using a restaurant blueprint. The only thing I do not enjoy that they did was those little signs. Gotta go. And I believe, yep, we delete all of them. And one thing I enjoy, if you already know me, is I enjoy the themed canopies. And we are going to take out the restaurant here. This will be a part of our viewer named buildings and rides, so if you have a good name for this restaurant, drop it in the comments. If you want to vote on your favorite name, drop a like. We will put your name on whatever you end up naming. So we will put your desired name plus your YouTube username. And one thing I like this blueprint for is they put in a lot of gift shops, and that is one thing I do not really like to put in or even remember to put in is gift shops. So this blueprint really covers everything. It's got every single drink, every single food, and even guest information, guest services, and some souvenir shops. And it's good that we got guest services in case someone wants to hop in the pools over here. They come down here to ride the coaster, and then they gotta go all the way back to the front for guest services. So it's good to have one over here so they can get their pool pass, hop in the conveniently placed locker rooms and bathrooms, and head on into the pool. Just delete the whole building, no big deal. So here we are thinking of how to theme the back of the building. So I noticed they didn't do any employee entrances, quote unquote, so that's what we're going to be adding here is our employee entrances. And we end up giving a little bit of a canopy to our doors. One thing I did in Planet Coaster 1 a lot, which I really enjoyed. Put your canopies out and then you just put some rope kind of holding them out. It's a cool look, cool modern look. And here we're going to be adding a employee path, staff only path. So really just for looks and aesthetic purposes, not really for any use. But what we end up doing is putting some power and water facilities that the staff could get to. I turned it off for now, but we'll probably turn it back on. And you can see we're going to add a generator, a water pump, and I believe a water filter. And then the other side, we add the solar panel generator. I put it on the back and I didn't like it, so we moved it. Water tower, not necessary. Thought it might have even looked cool, but nope. We ended up going with the water pump and just switching them around. And that's looking real good for our facilities. And we are just filling it in with the best update they could have ever added, the scenery brush. Starting with small plants, going in with large trees. Taking out all of our extras and adding in where we need to add in. Making sure we are not covering up the track. And also making sure we are not spilling over to the path too much. You want a little bit, but you don't want too much. There's a fine line. And this episode's a little bit of a shorter episode, but I think that's okay. Do a little bit short episodes sometimes. So we try to connect the the fence to the solar panel. It doesn't really work, so I bring the solar panel closer. A little bit of a workaround. Going through, putting in our fence. Like we've said before, tedious, but it adds a lot. And as tedious as it may be, I do, there is something that serves my OCD well when you are aligning a path with a fence. Call me crazy. Going right on through these bushes too. We do not care. And that's good there. We want to bring it even more fence. Looking good. And yet again, even more. And that is the whole section aligned in fence. Beautiful stuff. So for the next part, we will be filling in our tracked ride. So we're not gonna fill in too much, but just enough to when you're actually on the ride, you feel like you are enclosed into the jungle. And the scenery brush really helps with that. So we're going to be closing that off and kind of giving it a little once over. And it looks good to me. It looks like we're going through the jungle, which is exactly what I wanted. And another thing is we're going to be changing the terrain to pebbles, kind of aligning the track with that terrain, giving it a little bit of variation as we go through the jungle. And then filling out with the long grass. Here's a little interesting section. We want to add just a tiny bit of detail to this staff entrance. Just add a fence. You know, it's kind of crazy how much a fence could do in terms of implied realism and detail. Basically, it's looking like everything's meant to be there. And we don't want our employees going on to the track. You know, it's dangerous out there. Walk out the door and right onto the track. Then we're gonna catch more lawsuits. Not just scraped knees, but broken employees. We were just making sure we're not gonna get any hit, and boom, we're good. And we have yet to figure out what we're doing down in that tunnel. A little tunnel to nowhere, but we'll figure it out. If you have any ideas, comment down below. And here we're just going through, turning everything on. And for the end of the video, we're going to be doing just a walkthrough of what we have so far. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just want to say thank you to anyone who's watching still. Commenting, subscribing, liking, commenting names for the park. I really appreciate the support and the engagement. So keep it up. Keep that up. I'll leave you guys here with the walkthrough. And it's your boy, RC. Hit me up in the next one. Episode 10 coming at you. Love y'all. Peace out.
Hey!